Good morning everybody, welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. I hope you're all doing great and welcome to this new video on Bitcoin. And I have some good news, right, for those of you who are watching more often, and for those of you who are new, then you might want to skip ahead the next 30 seconds. But I got some new medication for that allergy problem I had, which I know that there's a lot of joking around about that, which is pretty funny. But for me it was a real problem, right? I mean, every morning I barely could see and I barely could record these videos. I have new medication, so it should be better right now. So I'm very excited about creating these videos because hopefully I can fully talk without having any obstacles, etc. In my way. So you'll see, all right? You'll see whether the sniffing is back or not. But for now, let's get right into it. So we're going to do a full update on Bitcoin here. I wanted to start off with the fundamentals a little bit. We also have and that is, I think, the most important thing you need to know regarding Bitcoin right now. Tomorrow we have the FOMC meeting, all right? So obviously that itself and the press conference afterwards will matter a lot. But usually what you see, or at least what you can see, and I think that's also slightly what we're seeing right now, if you take a look at the open interest, for example, is that you see some de-risking ahead of that, right? So that positions both in futures and spot get closed out before the FOMC because of the, well, volatility and risk that's an FOMC meeting like that usually brings with it. But that is tomorrow, right? And we'll still use that in the rest of the video as well. But when we're going over the normal fundamentals right now, what you'll see is that the volatility index opened a little bit higher again after a bit of a lack of a reaction from Friday until yesterday to all the unrest in the Middle East. We now saw the unrest jump up a little bit. You can also see gold has failed the breakout, but ultimately we did have a little bit of a bounce. And oil prices are quite high, right? And oil prices I think are one of the most overlooked factors for financial markets, right? And there are some sources that actually say that one of the main reasons that, at least the US, which is obviously very important for crypto, one of the reasons that hasn't gone into a recession with the rate hikes, which is quite normal, right? And we also saw the yield curve. What do you mean? It's steepening, right? And very often you see a recession. And a lot of sources say that one of the key reasons why that didn't turn the US into a recession was the low oil prices, right? So if they actually stay high, that increases a risk of a recession, which in turn would be pretty bad for financial markets, right? Including Bitcoin. So yeah, but so the fundamentals have turned worse a little bit, and then we also have that de-risking. Look, in general, yesterday we already said that, or at least I already said that I thought it was most likely we would reject here, and that we would fill some imbalances to the downside first, and I think that's still going on, right? There's still like the main support. We still have a very strong support level, which we have partially broken below. Which is right here around 107,000 and 106.8 thousand. If we're able to hold that throughout today, then I think we can still rally up to 110,000. But I would say it's a little bit more likely now after a weak reaction there, and because of the fundamentals for Bitcoin, that we will pull back a little bit lower, right? So that will fill some imbalances, that in general we will get back into this tight balance that we were in for the majority of last week, but also the start of this week. Was it? No, it was the weekend. So that we'll get back into that tight range right there, which is between 106,000 and 103.5, with the most important level, I'd say, around 105, 104.8. So I think it's most likely we'll see some de-risking ahead of that. Now, obviously, mandatory alerts that fundamentals still matter, right? So if we see de-escalation, in particularly the Middle East, while I refresh my camera, look, Bitcoin will easily hold this level at 107,000 and will rally into 110, right? So you should know that, and that is certainly still a possibility, but that is not something I can predict. Anything I would do regarding geopolitical situations would be speculation. So I think that's what you need to know regarding Bitcoin for now. So if you do have any questions, let me know down in the comments. But for now, have a great day. I think there was no sniffing in this video, so I think the medication is working. But maybe I missed it. But at least have a great week. Have a great Tuesday. Take care and bye.